Hi everyone, I'm Hayley. I'm always in the craft room, but this week I've been at the hairdresser's. That's a lie. It was about 2 weeks ago, and the reason you haven't heard from me since is that I've been in hiding. I love my new cut. I'm really enjoying the length, but I just have not been able to style it successfully. I asked the hairdresser for beachy waves. He did such a gorgeous job. Since that day, we have run the gamut from budget Shirley Temple to looking like I stuck my fingers in an actual electricity socket. Anyway, today's the day. It's as good as I've done it so far, so we're ripping off the band-aid and just filming a video. So apart from the hair, what have I been up to in the craft room? Well, I've been very busy making a denim skirt. I'm not going to go into loads of details because I am making a full vlog about it. So if you want to see the hair disaster play out in real time, you've got a treat coming up because I had it cut in the middle of that project. So I start off with long hair, then for one day, actually for 48 hours, I had gorgeous hair. And then, yeah, there's some comedy in between. But like I said, I'm not going to tell you about that project, but one of the most interesting things that happened during that project was that I managed to cut something else out from the same fabric. You know how much I enjoy that. So I was using a very dark stretch denim that I bought years ago from Cloth Spot. And my original intention with this fabric was to make a pair of jeans. I was never brave enough. Jeans kind of seemed like the last frontier of sewing to me. So it stayed in the stash, and then this year, actually I think it was last year, I decided I'd really like a denim skirt. Finally got around to making it, and I've got to say I'm so pleased with it so far. And I've so enjoyed making it. There's been top stitching. You can see I've got all the machines out at the moment because I've had one with top stitching thread on, and that post-it note is so I remember my top stitching settings. Have you ever done that where you've top stitched everything at a certain number of needle clicks over and with a certain stitch length, and then you've come back to the project after a little bit and you're like, I have no idea how I was doing this. See, I'm sorry, I'm going to be so distracted today with this hair, but anyway. The project that I managed to cut out from the remnant was, hilariously enough, a pair of jeans. So I don't really know how I had enough fabric, but I did. I wonder if maybe I bought enough for like a test version and the real version. But yeah, I did have enough to cut something else out, and I decided a pair of denim trousers, we're not calling them jeans, would be fantastic because I know I probably sound like a broken record, but I'm so short of casual trousers. I've got joggers and I've got ready to wear jeans that are either cropped and give me cold ankles or need heels because they're too long. So what I'm after is just a plain pair of wide leg trousers made out of denim. If you've watched this channel for a while, you know what pattern I'm going to use. It is my self-drafted trousers, and I mean that is a stretch and a half. I have taken the Swim Style Carla loungewear pants, altered those legs quite a bit, and I've used the waistband of New Look 6035, and I came up with a pair of trousers. I'll scoot over so that I've got so much footage of me wearing them so I can tell you about the details. They are flat fronted, side seam zip, wide leg trousers, and they sit quite low on the waist. So the skirt that I made is on the natural waist. It's like, yeah, firm. And because it's on my actual natural waist, it sits literally here, and it can't go up nor down because that is the narrowest part of me, and then it literally would hit hip bone. However, you can see here, I don't know if this is the front or back waistband because of course I didn't label it, so now I'm going to have trouble. That's the back, I'm sure. With these trousers, the waistband sits more like here, and this being a stretch fabric, I thought there was a good chance that it would start sliding down, especially as I wore it throughout the day. It got warm and a bit stretched out, and I don't have a big difference between my waist and hips. So once we're on that slope rather than above it, anything that has stretch can just start to slip down, and I'm not spending the next 2 years hoisting my trousers up. So what I decided was that at the waistband on the trousers, we need to cancel out all that stretch with interfacing. Now, because this was cut from a remnant, I didn't have enough to cut the inside waistband from denim. So I've cut it instead from a remnant of cotton. And you know what? I think that's going to be so much comfier. Ready to wear jeans, the inner waistband is always denim, isn't it? And I wonder if that's what contributes to them feeling so uncomfortable to me. Anyway, I've cut it from a remnant of a cotton fabric, but obviously they're quite different weights. So I was thinking about how to mitigate for the stretch and also make these so that they were more similar and weren't fighting with one another. And normally I would match the weight of the interfacing to the weight of the fabric. But what I've done in this case is swap them round. So I've put quite a hefty interfacing on the cotton to give it more stiffness. And then I've put a fairly lightweight interfacing, as woven interfacings go, on the denim. And so now they feel quite a similar weight actually. And I'm hoping that that will do the job. There's absolutely no give in this or this. And they should pair hopefully quite nicely together as an inner and outer waistband. On the skirt, because it sits right up at my natural waist, I actually used a knit interfacing so that the waistband still has a little bit of give, because I thought at my natural waist that would just give some comfort. And I'm hoping that these trousers will be extra comfortable because of the stretch factor in the rest of the leg. But I just thought I need to really firm up this waistband. And the pattern is drafted for a non-stretch woven. I have 3 other pairs, all of which have no stretch, so I know it will still fit even though this waistband is now very firm. I do need to check that I've got an invisible zip for the side seam, and I'm also going to change up how I construct these from my usual preferred method. So for trousers, my preference is to sew one front leg to one back leg down outside and inside to make a leg, and then do the other one front leg to back leg, both side seams to make 2 legs, and then I flip one inside out, put it inside the other one, and then I sew around the crotch all the way round in one pass. Pull the leg out and you've got a pair of trousers. Then I would do the waistband, zip, etc. What I have decided with this pair, because of the stretchy nature, is that I'd like to construct it so that the side seams are last. In my preferred method, the crotch seam is basically the last one, and then I would sew the waistband together at one side and then sew it around the trousers. Then I would put the zip in the side seam, then I would sew the inner waistband all the way around, flip it in, finish the zip edge. So I don't want to do it like that because I want to be able to fit it last thing up the side seams. So I've been really thinking about this, and I think what I'm going to do is sew front leg to front leg along the crotch seam, back leg to back leg along the crotch seam, then go up both inseams in one pass. So I've got a pair of trousers that are open at the sides. And then I will sew the front waistband to the front of the trousers, the back waistband to the back of the trousers, and then I can baste up both side seams, leaving a gap to get them on, and then play around with the fit that way, because I have a feeling I will need to take some out just at the high hip, where the waistband ends and the trousers start, and we've got that give. I think I might need to mess with that a little bit. And I could also alter the crotch seam as well if I needed to, but that seems more sensible to me because the side seams are being closed last. Then once I'm happy with the fit, I would close one side seam all the way, one to allow a zip to go in. Then I would put the zip in, then I would put the waistband facing on, I think. As you can tell, I've not made a lot of pairs of trousers, and I've always gone with my simpler method, and it's not my method. I don't know where I heard about it, but I just find it easier to compute. I get really confused. I've only made one pair of trousers the normal way, and I matched the wrong piece to the wrong piece and it went very wrong. Anyway, it's all cut out and everything is very carefully labelled. So fingers crossed. I also need to decide whether I'm doing any kind of top stitching. On the skirt, I have gone for quite a jeansy look, and I have done proper top stitching using top stitching thread. I don't think that's the look I'm going for with the trousers, because I don't want them to look like faux jeans. Did you two fall for the jeggings phase of the late noughties, early 2010s, where we had like fake pockets just sewn in top stitching and faux flies, and it was all very obvious? I don't want it to look like that. I think I might be better just going for navy thread everywhere, even navy at the hem, keeping them very plain. Because what I really want is not a pair of jeans, it's just a pair of casual winter weight trousers. In my dream scenario, they also are a length that looks great with trainers, but that does not soak up mud and rain from puddles. Because yeah, that's an era I've lived through before as well. That was the early noughties, when we all had very wide hemlines and very wet jeans. Do you remember that? They didn't dry for like days. Anyway, that is the story of the trousers that I am currently working on and the skirt that will be revealed soon. The other reason I haven't been vlogging is that my microphone is missing. I've had a problem with my mic, and apparently it is a known issue, and the company that I bought it from have been wonderful, told me to send it back for a repair under warranty, which is what I've done. And I was actually thrilled that they said they were going to repair it and not just throw it into landfill and send me a new one. But it does mean the audio on this video might be absolutely terrible. I really hope that's not the case, but apologies. I do think I won't be filming again until my proper microphone comes back and I've really got to grips with this hair. But I just thought, yeah, we've got to break the ice sometime. So today was as good as any day. I hope you've all had a great crafting week. I hope you're having a good hair day, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.